Every day and every night I pray. I pray for you. I love and I miss you, sister. Come home. Please, God. Please, God. Bring her home.
Every day and every night I pray for you. I love and miss you. Sister, come home. Please, God, please, God, bring her home. Every day and every night I pray for you. I love and miss you. Sister, come home. Please, God, please, God, bring her home.
That was the Song for the Missing and Murdered Indigenous Women, which features the West Shore Canoe family. The song was composed by Anton George, music arranged and recorded by Mark Nichols, and produced by Children of the Setting Sun. I'm lucky enough to have a conversation today with Natasha Brennan, who is Director of Content and Relations at Children of the Setting Sun.
Yes.
Natasha, tell me a little bit about how you came to Children of the Setting Sun and what you do there.
I have been at Children of the Setting Sun for about 8 weeks.
So brand new.
Yeah. I started my journey when I was 12 years old. I wanted to be a journalist and studied journalism in high school and college and grad school. That brought me to a program that took me to Washington State, did news here for a while, and then a position opened at Northwest Indian College for the Public Information Officer and Special Projects Manager. I did that for about 4 years, and then I transitioned to Children of the Setting Sun.
There are all sorts of projects happening at Children of the Setting Sun. Can you tell us a little bit about some of them?
Yeah, we are well known for our films. So West Shore is out and free on YouTube, and that's following Anton George and his canoe family and the tribal canoe journeys that are very well known here. It's a revitalization of culture and language and gathering in the Salish Sea region and beyond. And we also have a podcast called Young and Indigenous, which is led by Santana Rabang. We have a number of artists on staff that are transitioning out of our Young Tribal Leadership Program and into full-time staff that are artists, they're carvers and leaders in their community. They recently wrapped up the Coast Salish Living mural that is on the side of our new building, which will be the new home of Children of the Setting Sun. It'll be called the Setting Sun Circle. It's downtown Bellingham, right next to the Wild Buff.
Oh, wow. Oh, so that's the old Mineport building.
Yeah, the old Mineport building.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm. We really appreciate the family. They gifted the space to Children of the Setting Sun, and we purchased the retail space that was in that building, and now it's under renovation for us to open in a little over a year. And it will be a immersive space for people to come and share. We'll have a podcast studio, a digital library, and a number of other immersive experiences, retail space for artists, and downstairs we'll have an artist in residence workshop.
So art will be created there, art can be sold there, and people can share their stories there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it'll be a hub for education, and that's another thing that Children of the Setting Sun does, is we work with, Bellingham School District and other school districts to bring students to our annual Treaty Day Film Festival and to learn more about Indigenous culture and that we are still here. A little bit about the history and a little bit about where we're going.
Speaking of where you're going, I understand that there is a very important and interesting event that you guys have scheduled for November. Can you tell me a little bit more about that?
Yeah, Netse, One Heart, One Mind is on November 18th in Seattle at the Paramount Theater. And tickets are pretty affordable. We've had a lot of sponsorships and donations to bring that price point down. So they're currently $43 with taxes and fees included. We also have a youth link, which is less than 50% of the price. And we will have all sorts of artists there, from Dallas Coldtooth, who's known for his work on reservation dogs and also his activism. He's brought up a lot about the environmental disaster in Alaska recently that is impacting native villages. And we'll also have Fawn Wood, who's a well-known singer, and her powwow group, Cree Confederation, will be there.
And here's a sample of Tia and Fawn Wood singing their song, Remember Me. Fawnwood will be at Netse on November 18th. Who else will be there?
We'll have Julian Brave Noisecat, who is known for his Oscar-nominated film Sugarcane, which followed the journey of boarding schools. And we'll have Deborah Parker, who is from NABS, the National Boarding School Healing Coalition, that she's located here in Tulalip, but they're a national organization. It was started by Secretary Holland as an initiative to look into boarding school healing and how documenting those stories from people who have passed those along to their children or those who are still alive today, to look at the impacts of boarding schools and how those trickled into generational trauma.
Right. Is that something that Children of the Setting Sun is working on as well, or?
Not at the moment, but it's deeply personal to our organization and our people. And in part of Julian being there, which we're really excited about, we'll also have Isaac Tenasket, who is from Colville and Spokane. And he's pretty big on TikTok, and he's a native singer and songwriter, and he will be singing his song Sunset in dedication to boarding school healing, and he'll be introduced by Deborah Parker. And in the background during his performance, we'll have some images of boarding schools.
Now, you brought a clip that gives a little bit of backstory on the boarding schools, which existed all across the country and Canada, including one at Tulalip. And this is a piece of a PBS report that was transformed into the song Cowboys versus Indians by Isaac Tenasket. Take a listen.
More than 3,000 Native American children died in the custody of the U.S. government after they were forced to attend so-called Indian boarding schools.
They found 973 children died during a 150-year period at these schools.
I use the language of these children died in these schools, and I feel like that's almost a little bit of a sterile way of describing it.
You're absolutely right. These conditions were horrific. They were grossly inadequate. To call them an education, again, is not even fair. The children were mistreated. They were severely punished, whipped, beaten, starved of food. We found dozens of children who sadly died trying to run away from these schools. A young Navajo boy froze as he was trying to run away from the school. Children died of suicide. We found indications of abuse that likely led to students' death. These are not the schools that your children or my children in modern times would be subjected to. They really were not. And as a very wise woman from the Fort Belknap Indian Reservation said to me, what schools have cemeteries?
Cowboys and Indians used to be enemies. And cowboys and Indians, why'd the white man murder me? Try to kill us all. They killed big and small. Said kill the Indian, save the man. Indian boy, run as fast as you can.
Tuga shila oshimlayo. Tuga shila oshimlayo. Tuga shila oshimlayo. Tuga shila oshimlayo.
That was the song Cowboys versus Indians by Isaac Tenasket, who will also be at Netse. Natasha, that's so powerful.
Yeah, it'll be very emotional. We don't expect any dry eyes in the building.
Right. And remind me of when this is all happening again, because it sounds like an evening of luminaries, really.
Yeah, November 18th, and it's in partnership with the National Congress of American Indians, which is the body of tribal representatives from over 550 tribes throughout the state. And this is the first time that NCAI will be in the Pacific Northwest in over 40 years.
Who all is invited to come to this?
All are welcome. It's a family-friendly show. but we will have leaders from NCAI who will be some of our special guests. We're highlighting the NCAI leadership who is from Washington State. So Melton Askett, Fawn Sharp, who was a pretty recent president of NCAI, as well as Brian Clodsby, the late Joe Dela Cruz, and Ron Allen, the chairman over at Jamestown.
Right.
They'll all be there to celebrate and be recognized for their leadership for Indian country and Washington State. We'll have youth from tribes all over the country will be here, and we're inviting our friends from Canada and First Nations as well to come down. We're excited to have a number of schools that are participating with us in the Seattle area and even up here where we've invited out Western and Northwest Indian College and some friends at UW and Evergreen to come and join us and bring their students to be in a room full of all of these leaders throughout our community, and even those who are not Native to just come and enjoy a night of Indigenous artistry and talent. Comedy, we've got a very specific sense of humor that I think all sorts of people can appreciate.
That's kind of apparent in works like Reservation Dogs and things like that. You know, I mean, it's definitely funny, but there's a bite to it. It's real.
Yeah. Yeah, we find that humor is the best medicine. So that'll be great.
Netse, how would you translate that into English?
Yeah, Coast Salish languages would translate it to One Heart, One Mind.
And
it's a gathering so that we hope people will come away with feeling one heart and one mind. It's a politically fraught time right now. People are scared of what the future looks like, not just for Indian country, where NCII is gathering to discuss these topics, but the future of our country as a whole, our communities, and how we're all being impacted. And it's a time to uplift each other and time for solidarity and unity. And that's what we want people to feel, that we're all one heart and one mind and one people. I think a lot of times, youth in particular, now is the time for them to know who their leaders are and know that they should get involved. I was just talking to our friends at Daybreak Star earlier today, and they said, how do we get the youth out? And I said, well, it depends on what you think youth is. But we met Melton Askett recently, who, as I mentioned, was a president of NCAI, and he was sharing with us his tribal leadership journey. And he said in his early 30s, he was called up by his community to be a leader. And we know that's true in all of our communities, in Lummi, in Swinomish and Tulalip, and all of our other tribes here. And that's not that far away from being out of college or high school. It's time to wake up and understand what's going on and how our people are being impacted, because nobody's going to come to our rescue. And it's up to our leaders to stand up and understand the impacts, understand federal Indian policy, understand how tribal communities are, the citizens are members of their tribe, members of the state, and citizens of the nation. But we're also global citizens, and the line doesn't stop at the border, and it's important that people take the time to understand what's going on and how they can be a part of good change. So I hope that that will be something that people will take away not only from Netse, but the work of Children of the Setting Sun Productions. And as we transitioned into our future home at Setting Sun Circle, people can come to us and come to learn, and it'll be a place for children and elders to not only learn, but take part, and us all be one people.
I love the idea that Indigenous people will have a home in downtown Bellingham. That's about time.
Absolutely. We've been hearing from everybody how excited they are to see that. And I think the Coast Salish Living mural is just a good example of art in downtown. And people were so excited. Shows were going on at the Buff, and people were lined up, and they would walk by and say, hey, what are you guys doing out here? And they would stop and learn. And then our friends at Paper Whale, they recently did a mural tour downtown and took a group through and got to hear from our artists, Free and Raven Borsey and Roy, and got to learn a little bit about how the portrayal of Salish art and its contemporary colors and look and story. There's reef net technology that is depicted in the mural, as well as our relationship with the salmon and with orca. And that's really exciting that it's starting a talking point to and building up hype for the Setting Sun Circle as it opens, but that people can see Coast Salish culture reflected in downtown. And it's been not only a way for people to be interested in the work that Children of the Setting Sun does, but enjoy something beautiful, and it's part of the beautification project that the mayor has been supporting, and we're really excited to be taking part in that.
I will make it a point to go check out the mural this weekend.
It's just in the alley there. You can pop by, and it's just such a really great take on Salish art too, with these pastel colors, and it's not something that we see all the time. It's not completely traditional in that way, and I think that that is really exciting for our youth and our artists who are looking at art in a different way.
Well, and I think that's part of the point of Netse as well, is to really show a variety of different kinds of ways that Indigenous folks are being creative in the world these days.
Absolutely. We're also going to have Delbert Anderson there, who is a contemporary jazz artist from Navajo Nation. And people don't really put those two things together. An Indigenous artist who also does a contemporary art form, like jazz.
Right.
That's really exciting.
And we have a little bit of Delbert Anderson playing the song Heart Passage from last year's Netse. That was Indigenous trumpet player Delbert Anderson. Natasha, how are you feeling about how the whole event is coming together?
I'm excited for everybody to be there.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody should check it out. November 18th. Remind the audience one more time when and where it's happening.
Netse, One Heart, One Mind is on November 18th in Seattle at the Paramount Theater. And doors open at 6 p.m. The show starts at 7. And tickets are available at bit.ly/Netsemot25. And that is NETSEMOT 25. Or you could check out settingsunproductions.org.
Even better. Even better. Thank you so much, Natasha.
Thanks, Suzanne.